What up, what up, what up? It's the Clueless Gamer 36 coming at you with another live one. Hey, you like this hat? Well, Halo Crystal Healing. I said that's Halo Crystal Healing. Hook this up. This is an original Microsoft hat, but it's been hooked up from the side and the back. You need one of these, but you can't get this one anywhere. Unless, of course, you get the Halo Crystal Healing to do it for you. So, like I said, check the link below and check out the wide range of merchandise they have. It's all custom made. So you can contact them or just buy the stuff online. But however you do it, check out Halo Crystal Healing. That's Halo Crystal Healing. Now, I'm here to talk about the Division 2, or Division 1. It doesn't make me any difference. And I'm going to sound a little contradictory today because I'm going to say this and then I'm going to say that. One, I got excited when I saw title update 11.1, and I did about 11 minutes on some of the upgrades. And in talking about those upgrades and feeling some excitement when I first read the updates, I started thinking about how this game could be so much better. But it's broken because it's such a toxic game for you to get the level of for you to get to the level of the game that's the pinnacle. You're going to have to do some things that may not be to your liking. For instance, the dark zone is probably the worst part of this game. Now, there are about 30% of the people that play this game, and I'm telling you, it's probably not more than that. It's about 30% of the people that play this game, they play in the dark zone. They don't play anywhere else. They don't play too many missions. I mean, they'll do something that's challenging that comes out, but this game is pretty much based on how much you go in the dark zone. For instance, let me explain to you. You play the game and you want to get the maximized equipment. You want to get the maximized gear sets. You want to get the maximized mods. You want to be able to do some of the stuff that you see these gamers do on these videos. And they'll show you how they go through a mission and they're shooting and wiping out tons of enemies on heroic. You may even see some of them playing legendary. But what they don't tell you is to be able to do this, you have to go into the dark zone. Now, I thought this game was going to be different, and I put a lot of time in this game. And like I said, I enjoy playing the game. There's normal. I think there's hard. Then there's challenging, and then there's heroic and legendary. So it took a while for us to get to challenging because we refused to play. We just refused to play in the dark zone because it's toxic. In order for me to be able to get the equipment I need or whatever for, let's just say I'm playing like normal. For me to get to hard, it's not that big a step. They made the game to where you can get stuff to play hard. It's not that bad, so I can upgrade my equipment pretty easy. Now, the gap between hard and challenging is a little bit more spread out because challenging is one of those modes where you have to be able to lay down some heavy DPS, or you better be able to get some gear that will protect you from bosses because they drop a lot of bosses at the checkpoints and whatever when you play challenging. Now, the gap between challenging and heroic is you're either going to go in the dark zone and get your equipment, or you're going to play for an awful long time to be able to put some things together. And remember, all of this stuff is gear sets. So, in a nutshell, if they don't change the way it's set up for you to be able to play this game, by having to go in the dark zone, they're going to continue to miss out on the profits. I mean, this is why we make these games. I mean, they're catering to the guys that go in the dark zone, and the guys that play in the dark zone are going to whine, but there's none of them that are better than me. I play with tons of guys that have put hours and hours in this, but I can tell you right now, when I've run into them in the dark zone, I've always been able to lay down shots on them, but I can't kill them because I don't have the DPS. Why don't I have the DPS? Because I don't spend enough time in the dark zone. Why don't I spend enough time in the dark zone? Because who wants to be running through a game for an hour? Let's just say I go to a landmark and I get there and it's me and I'm playing, by myself and I'm solo and I'm running through and I'm just taking me some time to kill some of these people because some of these NPCs because I'm just not laying down enough DPS. Let's just say I go through this and I use all 4 of my my health kits, and but I did clear the base and I'm about to go and fly my stuff out. You get your stuff and you go to the where the chopper lands and you shoot a flare up and you call for the chopper. Well, you better hide because once you shoot the flare, for those of you that don't know, everyone can see that. And if you have people that are playing in the game, which is most of them in the dark zone, they want to come take your stuff. Hell, some of them will kill you, won't even take your stuff. So you're hiding and you're waiting for the chopper to come. Now, the best way to play this is to wait till the chopper's about to leave and then hang your stuff on there. And hopefully, if someone jumps you, the shots won't kill you before you can put your gear on the rope. But if these guys have played in the dark zone long enough and they're landing headshots on you, you're going to go down before you finish. And if you do finish putting your stuff on the chopper, then the reason I say you better run out to the chopper at the last second is because if there's enough time, they will cut the stuff off the rope. It's bad enough that you have to play against people that are jumping you. And not to mention that to go rogue, which is what has to happen before they can kill another player, the notification is too short of a time for you to, especially if you're trying to put your gear on a rope and then you're waiting to hook your gear on a rope and the shit moves super slow. And by the time you're able to defend yourself, you're dead. And to have someone cut your shit off the rope after playing for 2 hours, and while you're doing this, you've been ducking around rogues the whole time you're there. And there are 3 or 4, or there may be one guy that's in there that's a monster. Like his gear may be ridiculous. He's got drones and turrets and all types of shit, flamethrowers. And here you are trying to build your way just so you can go through a few missions and make it easier. This guy, all he does is play in the dark zone. And they think this shit's fun for you to sit there and struggle your way. You don't know people because a lot of these YouTubers run together. It's 4 guys in there, so they pick up shit left and right. You're a solo guy. You go in there, you're on your own. And they're jumping you for no reason. Then they jump you, kill you, and your shit's so low, they don't even want it. They'll deconstruct it maybe, but they don't even want it. They just want to kill you. What type of person do you have to be? But anyways, until they fix this part of the game, it's going to be broken. Now I'm going to continue to play because I love the PvE part of it. But for anybody out there that's a Division 2, 1, or whatever player that thinks I'm not just as good as them because I don't go in the dark zone, it's crazy. And that's the part of the game that's crazy. I mean, even when you play Call of Duty, it takes a little skill, but some of these guys just know where you're going to spawn at. So it's a little crafty cheating in there. But at least you have an opportunity to lay some shots down on somebody that you may catch them slipping, or you come up with your own plan. You can be strategic. You can't be strategic in the Division 2. It's either you're strong enough or you're not. And they want you to come. You'll hear them crying, come in the dark zone, come in the dark zone so I can fuck you up. They just want somebody else to kill. It's almost like bait. So until they fix the level of opposition you have to deal with when you go in, like for instance, there's a lot of people playing. If I go into the dark zone, how about we fix this? If I go into the dark zone, why don't you make it to when somebody goes rogue, they got to wait 5 seconds before they can turn. Then I don't have to worry about ducking and hiding and shit after playing 2 hours trying to get my equipment from NPCs or 5 or 15 juggernauts I just killed, and now here you go. I mean, you taking my shit or not taking my shit. Look, this game has me upset. I'm going to play it. I'm going to continue to play it. But I'm just not going in the fucking dark zone. The dark zone is some shit that causes you to cuss. I try not to cuss. I don't really cuss that much. But when I talk about the dark zone and the division, it's really an issue. And they know it is. And you have to be a toxic player to jump somebody from behind. They designed a part of the game called conflict. Play that. If you want to play someone and kill someone that wants to play PvP, play that. Why does PvP have to be in the dark zone as well? And if it is in the dark zone, why isn't it a choice? Why can't I choose to play against legendary NPCs in the dark zone and get around those guys and possibly kill them and fly myself out? I'm much more apt to do that than a human being that has not an artificial intelligence and knows exactly what he needs to do to take my ass out if he's stronger than me. I mean, it's just sad. It's a sad part of the game. I think conflict's enough. I don't think people have to necessarily play in the dark zone and have to deal with this. And if you're going to play in the dark zone where people can have to play against each other, make it to where when they turn rogue, it takes about 5 to 10 seconds before they can turn. That means they have to clear a little distance. Make it to where when I go into the dark zone, I'm evenly matched. Like, I'm only going to play against people that I might, because what's the point? What's the point? If I'm as strong as you and we have the same equipment, then I'm going to be good. My chances are great. Then, depending on what I have, a flamethrower, whatever I have and whatever you have, let's go at it like that. I'll do that all day. But for me to come in there and you're probably some type of grand monster, and I'm just doing this just to get my PvE stats up, just doesn't sound like a good thing to do. So, Division developers, if you guys don't get it together when it comes to the casual players that they'll play 2 or 3 hours a night, and you keep leaning toward these guys that play the game for 12 and 15 hours straight, the Division 3 is going to go away one day. You know, we're talking about Division 3 coming out. That's going to be the end of it, because Division 2 was almost your last straw, because you remember what happened in Division 1. Now, I still like this game, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that still like this game. But it's getting kind of frustrating not to be able to get to the pinnacle of the game and play Legendary, because you have to go in the dark zone. You have to go in the dark zone. And now you come up with title update 11.1, and I look at some of the stuff, and in order to get to the top and get some good stuff, I can choose Legendary. I don't have shit to play Legendary against. Legendary, like, is a one shot. One shot. And then I can choose the difficulty and loot. If I play challenging, I ain't gonna get shit. If I play heroic, obviously I ain't gonna get shit, because that's what I've been playing at. Fix the game, man. Just fix the game. 5 to 10 seconds for somebody to turn rogue on me so I can blast that ass up while they're changing. They'll stop then, or they'll change down the street and I can get my shit off on the rope. Stop letting them cut the rope Or if you're going to let them cut the rope, at least, like I said, make it to where there's good notification that the motherfucker's a rogue. Because every time I turn around, they're right there. All of the sounds in your ear, all of these explosions, you're playing the NPCs, you're dodging for your life against them. You hear some shit about rogue, and then you like, they're rogue Terrence and they're rogue drones that has nothing to do with a rogue. So all of this shit being said, there's rogue in the game, and you hear rogue, it's all one word. Especially when your mind's so twisted up and not trying to die already. So that's my rant. Fix the game so we can keep enjoying the game. But I would like to get to the pinnacle of the game without having to play all of these toxic players. Because like I said, and no matter what they say, leave your comments below. Like or dislike this video. But you have to be a special type of person to sneak up on someone and shoot them in the back, whether it's a video game or whatever. So, yeah. Tell me how you guys feel. The hat is awesome. Halo Crystal Healing. The box below. Click on that. Check them out. Do your hat like this.